My name is Emily, and I'm the youngest of 5 kids. My siblings were all so much older than me that sometimes I felt like I was part of a different family. It was like I was an afterthought, a weird tag-along. But even so, I loved them. The first time it really hit me how I didn't matter to them was Mike's wedding. I was 10. When Mike and his fiancée Sarah announced a child-free wedding, I assumed that didn't mean me. I was his sister. I still remember the day my parents sat me down.
Mike and Sarah are having an adults-only wedding, Emily. You're not going to be able to come.
But I'm not like other kids. I'll be quiet, I promise.
It's just for adults, sweetie. You'll understand when you're older.
I didn't understand at all. I cried in my room for hours. When Mike came home from his honeymoon, he didn't say a word about it. He acted like I wasn't even a part of it. 2 years later, Chris got engaged. I was 12. I was older, quieter, but once again, I got the same speech.
Chris and his fiancé want the wedding to be adults only, Emily. It's not personal.
Not personal? It felt personal. I was starting to realize something. My siblings didn't see me as family. When Rachel got engaged, I was 15, so close to the new no one under 16 rule that it felt like a slap in the face. I went to her. Can I just be an exception? I'm your sister. I'll be quiet, I promise.
If I make an exception for you, what about the other kids? It wouldn't be fair.
Fair? Are you kidding me? It's not fair that I can't go to any of your weddings. I'm your sister. I got grounded for 6 months for disrespecting Rachel. By the time Josh got engaged when I was 17, I didn't even bother asking. Child-free wedding. I was numb. Congrats. Hope it's a great day. I just didn't matter to them. I wasn't their little sister. I was just a kid they barely thought about. And it hurt. It really, really hurt. Years passed. I stopped trying. By the time I met my now fiancé, Tyler, I'd pretty much checked out. He was the first person to actually listen.
Wait, they didn't invite you? Not even when you were like 15?
Nope.
What the hell? You're their sister. That's seriously messed up.
I think that was when I realized it really was messed up. 4 times my family chose to exclude me. So when Tyler and I got engaged, I knew one thing for certain. My wedding was going to be different. I wasn't inviting my siblings. I just left them off the guest list. Simple as that. The first sign of trouble came about 2 months before the wedding. My mom called.
So, Emily, how are the wedding plans coming along?
Good. Everything's almost done.
That's great. Your brothers and sister haven't gotten their invitations yet. Did you send them out already?
Yeah, I sent them out.
Well, they didn't get one. Maybe it got lost in the mail.
Mom, I didn't invite them.
What? Emily, how could you not invite your own family? Your siblings? What's wrong with you?
They didn't invite me to their weddings, Mom. Not a single one of them. So I'm returning the favor. It's fair.
That was different. You were young. Emily, you're being spiteful. Family is family. What are people going to think?
I don't care what people think, Mom. This is my wedding, and I'm only inviting people who care about me. They didn't care enough to include me in their big days, so I don't see why they deserve to be at mine. That night, the group chat blew up.
Hey, Em. Did something happen with the mail? We haven't gotten our invites yet.
What's going on? Why aren't we invited?
I stared at my phone. They wouldn't get it. They never had. So I didn't say anything. I just left the chat on read.
Let them. You know the truth. That's all that matters.
The next day, my parents showed up at my apartment unannounced.
What are you thinking, Emily? Not inviting your own siblings to your wedding? What kind of person does that?
You're being childish, Emily. You're holding on to something that happened years ago.
I was a child when they did it, Dad. I begged to be at their weddings, and they all shut me out. Don't talk to me about being childish when I was the one left crying at home 4 times. They left, furious. Over the next few days, the messages got nastier.
Selfish.
You're ruining the family.
You're being petty, Emily. Grow up.
Tyler hugged me one night.
You know what it is? They're not mad that they weren't invited. They're mad that they don't get to control you anymore.
He was right. That hit me like a punch to the gut. My whole life, they had treated me like an afterthought. Now that I was doing something for myself, something they couldn't control, they couldn't handle it.
Emily, your mom isn't doing well. She's really upset about all of this. Maybe you could reconsider.
I stared at it for a long time before replying. Maybe she should have thought about that before ignoring me all those years. I hit send, then blocked his number. For the first time in a long time, I felt free.
Emily, honey, I don't understand why you're making such a big deal out of this. Family is family. Can't you just let it go and be the bigger person?
Being the bigger person doesn't mean letting people walk all over you. It's about knowing when to put yourself first. The morning of the wedding, I woke up feeling a mix of peace and nerves. I couldn't shake the feeling that they'd find a way to insert themselves into the day.
Em, this day is about us. Nothing else matters. If anyone tries to ruin it, I'll personally escort them out.
That made me laugh. As I stood in front of the mirror, my maid of honor, Jenna, walked in.
You look amazing, Em. I wanted them to care, you know? I wanted them to fight for me when I was a kid, and they never did. You don't need their approval. You have people who love you. Focus on that. When the ceremony started, I forgot about everything else. I wasn't the forgotten little sister anymore. I was a bride, surrounded by people who truly loved me. Later that night, as the reception started winding down, one of my cousins pulled me aside.
Hey, Emily, I probably shouldn't say this, but your mom and Rachel apparently threw some kind of dinner tonight, like as an alternative to your wedding.
I stared at her, then burst out laughing. Are you serious?
I know, it's pathetic. I just thought you should know.
That's fine. Let them throw their pity party. I hope the food's good. It was proof I'd made the right decision. At the end of the night, Tyler and I shared one last dance. My family wasn't there, but that was their loss, not mine. Because as I looked around the room, I realized I had everything I'd ever needed. And none of it had come from them. I thought the worst of it was over. But my family doesn't like being ignored. A week after the wedding, a message from Rachel.
Saw some pics from your wedding. I can't believe you had it in a garden. Looks casual, but I guess that's what you wanted.
She couldn't even pretend to be nice. A few days later, my mom showed up, unannounced.
Emily, we need to talk. This has gone far enough. Your siblings are devastated.
You don't get to show up here and lecture me, Mom. I invited the people who care about me to my wedding. They didn't make the cut, and that's their fault, not mine.
They love you, Emily. They're your family.
No, Mom. Family doesn't make you feel small. I spent my entire life trying to prove I mattered to them, and they never cared. I'm done.
I think it's time for you to leave.
You'll regret this, Emily. You'll miss us one day, and we won't be there.
No, Mom, I won't. Tyler shut the door. I thought I'd feel guilty that I didn't. I felt relief. One by one, I blocked every sibling and relative who decided to pile on. The weeks that followed were quiet.
Do you regret it at all, not having them at the wedding?
No. I thought I would, but I don't. I don't miss them. I don't miss feeling like I'm not good enough. A month later, one final message from Rachel.
You've destroyed this family, Emily. I hope you're happy.
I stared at the screen for a second before deleting the message. I didn't even feel angry anymore. I just felt done. Because I was happy. For the first time in my life, I wasn't chasing their approval. I was surrounded by people who cared about me. And that was enough. It always had been.